bloody tree. It's a tiny little stream. Good boy, go on then. Good morning everyone. As you can see, it's a very nice blue sky day, which means we're finally getting into spring. Probably the least layers I've actually worn for ages because it's not too cold. So I'm just opening the lorry and sorting the lorry out because we are off to Forest of Dean endurance ride this morning with Charlie. So unfortunately, thank you. Unfortunately, his ride last week at Talabont was cancelled because of the snow, which was a real shame, not just for us but for the organisers and people who were going to travel down, and you know, so yeah, it's a shame. They got to run the Sunday, oh my god, which is good for them, but we rented for the Saturday, so whoops, so obviously that was a no-go for us. So everything's kind of sorted in the lorry anyway. Do I need to take anything down with me? I don't think so. So I'm just going to go down and feed everybody. I've got to plait Charlie up and obviously give him a bit of a scrub. Although it's been quite dry the last couple of days, so I'm hoping he won't be too dirty because obviously they're not rubbed. What else have I got to do? The only thing I'm worried about this morning is that from the last time we went out, which would have been, might have been Maryland, or it might have been when I took him to school I can't remember, is that, I'll go this way, I've swapped the ponies round, so the little ones are in this big field but they've got no hay, and the big ones are in the smaller field but they've still got hay. So basically what that means is that I've got the little ones to fight with while I get him on the truck. So I'm hoping when I bring him up to ride they don't tend to bother, and the fact that they're quite interested in the grass at the moment because it is kind of growing, I'm hoping that they won't bother me too much, but we'll see what happens. They're all friends, that's not a problem. It's just I'd rather they left us alone while I loaded him, especially so he can be a little bit sticky still to get on the track. Yeah, I am looking forward to today. I've never done the I've never done the Forest of Dean ride before. I don't think I've ever even ridden in the Forest of Dean before, which, considering it's so close, is crazy. But I know there's quite a few tracks that you're not allowed to go on, and it's a little bit more complicated than just go into the woods and ride in. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like. It's a bit longer than the Talabont ride I'd entered. So last week was 16 kilometres, 10 miles. This week the only option, or the shortest option, was 24 kilometres, which is about 15 miles I think. So it's a little bit longer, but we're doing the pleasure ride, so we go at our own pace. We're going to get there as early as we kind of can, hopefully, and yeah, we'll just take it slow and steady. And you know, he is fitter than I give him credit for. We did 13k in the woods, like a training ride, a couple of weeks ago, which was longer than I'd planned to because some of the bridle paths were actually closed, and he was bouncing still on the way home. He was absolutely fine, so I don't think he's going to have any issue with the distance, hopefully. It's more getting him there, getting him ready, because I'm on my own again, because he can be a bit of a fidget tacking up. That's my main kind of, not concern, but the main problem I think we'll have today is getting him tacked up quietly. Oh, there's lots of other horses going on, and it's going to be quite busy because it's a graded ride as well, but hopefully by the time I get there most of the horses doing the graded rides will already be out on course, so although there'll be lots of trucks and trailers and stuff there, the actual place should be quiet from horses and stuff. So hopefully it'll be okay, but he's got to get used to it. He's going to start going to busier places, so I mean, it's kind of tough. But yeah, I'm going to go and feed. The ponies haven't bothered coming down again. They were far more interested in the grass than me yesterday as well. But the other three are coming over this, and so I should give them their dinner and then get Charlie sorted. Man. Charlie, you're on the wrong side. Go back, go back. Now, come here. Thank you. Oh, you're stuck in the mud. No, flip off. It's probably the easiest way to catch a pony. Bless him. Give him a good scrub. He's not too dirty actually, and obviously grab his head cover, and then try and plait all this up. That's the hardest part, isn't it, mate? Yes, don't slobber on me. Taking a saddle up for me because the lorry's right at the top gate and I didn't want to do 2 trips. Oh, it's windier than I thought, so hopefully you can actually hear me. I've got a bag of recovery mash for after the ride, which I actually got last year, a little tester, and I've never used it. And yeah, I'm just hoping now that we can sneak past the ponies and get him on the box, because I'm actually early. This never happened, that I'm actually about 10 minutes ahead of what I wanted to do. So I can't see them, so hopefully they're not going to be in the way. Either that or they're all down by the lorry having a look, which would be great. They're still at the top of the field, and as long as Charlie stays quiet, they haven't even lifted their heads up. I'm not even sure they know that I'm here. I feel like a proper sneaky mission. Luckily, in this field we've got a couple of gateways, so I don't actually have to go up past them. I can go through the field. And none of them have noticed me. Oh, Dusty spotted us, but Dusty doesn't normally care. I think we've gotten away with that, which is brilliant. So that was the one thing I was worried about having to do, and it's something we're going to have to figure out in the future. I mean, normally I can drive the lorry further down the field and load him in the other field, but the ground's just too wet at the moment, so it's worked out today. That's the main thing. We can worry about another day when we get there. So I thought I would just do a quick voiceover whilst we get tacked up. Firstly, a big thank you to the organisers, stewards, volunteers and just everyone that was involved in running such a lovely ride. We were so lucky to have such fantastic weather as well, and it just rode really nicely and we had a really, really good time. So Charlie was a little bit on his toes coming off the lorry, but as you can see, his stomach overruled his head and the sight of nice green grass was enough to settle him down. I did offer him his hay, but the grass was obviously better, so I put it back. This was the bit that I knew was going to be difficult because Charlie can be a bit fidgety tacking it anyway, which is something that we are working on, but with lots of distractions and him potentially being a little bit stressed, I was worried with how bad he would be. But actually he wasn't too bad and the green distraction definitely helped to a degree. I would normally have tied him up a bit tighter, but he was so content eating the grass I didn't want to not allow him to eat while I tacked up and potentially stress him out more. So it was a bit of a compromise. There was a couple of horses starting to leave as I was girthing up, so that took his attention, and then when he finally came back to earth, he was a little bit fidgety, but nothing unmanageable or stupid, so that's good. At this point he'd stopped eating the grass, so I thought I'd try him with his net again whilst I got myself ready, but he still wasn't really interested. He'd kind of realised now there were other horses about, so that was very exciting. And in hindsight, I should have probably tied him up a bit tighter by now, but I think that might have wound him up a bit more. It's a bit of a juggling act at the moment, trying to work out what works best for him when we're away from home, something that we'll both learn as we go along. What he's doing now, this is kind of Charlie's go-to when he gets a bit excited, nervous, anxious. He just gets a little bit bouncy. He does it at home when it's dinner time, he used to do it on the lorry, he sometimes does it in the stable. It's just his kind of way of saying, like, I want to get going and hurry up. Luckily I didn't have much left to do, I just had to pop my hat on and get his bridle on and then we could go. He was determined to make bridling him as difficult as possible because all he wanted to do was rub on me. But we eventually got there and got him all sorted. I had some buckles to put in and kind of just make sure I had everything.
Good boy.
I did walk him for a little bit to settle him before I decided to get on, which meant I could have my wife food for my lunch as well before we left. Otherwise I was going to be starving on the way round. I'm not really sure whether the walking actually makes a difference for him, to be honest, because once he's moving he's happy. It's the standing around and his kind of lack of patience at the moment that makes him bouncy and anxious. I'm sure the more he does and the more he goes out and he has to hang around, the better he'll be. He would get a little bit stressed if I disappeared for too long, so I tried not to go out of sight for long periods of time. Again, that's something he'll need to get used to, but that'll come with time. And at the moment I just want to keep him as happy as possible before I have to get on him. For some reason the footage of me actually getting on had corrupted, but he was good to mount and he was just happy to finally get going. He just wanted to get started. Now I'm not going to talk over the actual ride footage, but as a overall I couldn't really have been more pleased with him. We had multiple busy road crossings, lots of people, dogs, children, bikes all throughout the forest. We've been passed by and passing some other horses and he was just great. He was so bold and brave and we had a really, really nice fun time actually. It was a really, really good day out and I'm so pleased that I took him. He wasn't tired until about 20 kilometres in either, so much fitter than I anticipated, and we went round at about 7.5 kilometres an hour, which again was much quicker than I anticipated doing. But I let him kind of dictate the pace a little bit and we did a fair bit of trotting, a fair bit of cantering and obviously a reasonable amount of walk, and he was great. So I hope you enjoy the ride as much as I did.
See, she's just a good boy. Tiny little stream. Good boy. Go on then. Good boy. Look out. Good boy. Oh my goodness. Remember, I am on top of you. Wait for me. Oh my god, this is a detour. Oh, turn. Good boy. Nowhere. Right, left, left, left. Good boy. Find me. Good boy. Oh no, another puddle. Come on, you can go through this bit. You're such a wimp. Good boy. Come on then. Good boy. Thank you. Good boy. It's alright. Good boy. It's okay. You're alright. We're going this way. He's gone now. Good boy. Go down. Good boy. You it's a bloody tree. It's some reams on the floor. Good boy. Have a look. Don't stand. Really? What's wrong with you? Thank you. Thanks. Good boy. Alright. Good boy. No, wait, this way. Oh, this way. Good boy. Sorry. Me not paying attention. Oh, big trot. Good boy. There it is. Good boy. Good boy. Well done. Oggy bit. Good boy, right, steady now. Ow. Good boy. Wait. Steady. Oh, you're wibbly wobbly. Right, and whoa, we've got turning coming. Ooh. Ooh. Hey, he says, has anyone got any food for me? Say hello. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Good boy. No, come on then. Thank you. Good boy. Good boy. Scary bites. I saw them earlier. Wait. Good boy. Where's she going? Good boy. You weren't expecting that, were you? Oh, good boy. Oh dear, it's hard now, isn't it? Oh no, alright now. Steady, steady. Steady. Good boy. Over the little bridge. Good boy. Ooh, careful. careful. What a good boy. Brilliant. Lovely. Good lad. Jane. Steady, steady. You don't need to run. Steady. Ow. Good boy. Steady. Oh, this is a steep one. Steady. 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 Don't knock me up in this tree. Good boy. Woo-hoo. Are we going or are we walking? We're walking. Oh, no, we are good. Okay. Yeah, just come behind you. There we are. Good boy. No. Yeah, carry on. It's alright. Good boy. He's a bit bigger than you. He's going to go faster. Oh, wow. Let's look off the other side. Good boy. Good boy. No, no. Good boy. Silly boy. Thank you. And you. Good boy. No, we're not chasing them. No. Good boy. Charlie, you've done 10 miles and you're still going sideways. Oi, 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 oi. Oh, it's okay. It's a bit scary. Oh, dear. Oh, sheep. Ooh. Good boy, it's okay. Good boy. But he's fine. Good boy, you're okay. Good boy. Good boy. Well done. Before you don't. Good boy. No. You're doing your big trot. No. Trot, 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 trot. Whoop. Good boy. Oop, there's another one coming. Good boy. Left, left, left. Charlie. $24. Thank you.